posted this video about 4 days ago, and it quickly became one of my most viewed videos on this channel with a couple hundred comments and a lot of questions about how to keep your eBay account safe with a lot of the new updates they have come out with in 2025. So I am going to share what you all shared with me in my DMs and in that video. And I am going to share with you mistakes I have made and mistakes other members of this community have made so that you can keep your account safe through 2025, 2026, and beyond. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. I am a reseller nerd. I not only resell clothing, shoes, handbags, as you can see, we're in my storage unit, sporting goods, diapers, tennis rackets, wreaths, children's shoes. I'm looking around my storage unit. I sell all of those things, but I also really like to stay on top of what's happening on the platforms. And I will tell you, if I were brand new to eBay or if I was a veteran to eBay, I don't think I have ever said this. I would stay clear of stock images. When I started selling on eBay, eBay was the first platform I ever sold on. I opened my account 16 years ago. It wasn't as big of a deal as it is now. I don't even like talking about stock images in these videos anymore because inevitably I get like 5 or 10 people. They're photographers. They work for companies that take photos and they explain copyright laws to me. Listen, friends, I understand all of that. And let me be the speaker loud and clear, like starting now. If you are brand new to eBay, if you're a veteran seller, a lot of us know like stock images are a no-no. eBay is getting, it's not even eBay, but brands and companies are getting very strict with eBay saying, hey, like slap on the hand, your sellers are using our copywritten property, images, intellectual property, not intellectual property. They're using our images, they're using our likeness, and we're going to start removing their listings. A lot of you have very strong feelings about the Vero program, as I do. I've made very honest videos on this channel about how I've gotten my account temporarily suspended a couple of times for using stock images. So I'm just, I know some of you are probably shocked because you all know my motto on this channel is I share what I'm doing in my business, but I never tell you, how to run your business. I share what's working, what's not, my wins, my failures. My motto on this channel is I share the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between about reselling. And I can tell you it's just not worth it, friends. Especially with AI now, you can so easily create a stock image for anything. I literally created a stock image today for these Anthropologie wine glasses. Initially, I had a pallet of these. I always say a pallet. It really wasn't a pallet. It was like 200 of these wine glasses from Anthropologie, and I was just using the images from their website. I know. Please do not educate me on copyright and property and using stock images. I'm telling you now, I'm not doing it anymore, okay? I know. So I just create my own stock images with AI. If you haven't seen my detailed video, I literally walk you through step by step how to create your own AI images. And then a lot of you brought up a good point that we really should be putting like a little disclaimer somewhere at the end of the listing that this photo was used AI to create the photo. Do I understand why we're doing that? No, but I know a lot of you said that we should. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt. I feel like the use of AI right now is like the wild, wild west when it comes to creating stock images, but it's better than using someone else's image, right? You used AI to create it. So Vero, because I was actually shocked to hear how many people didn't know what Vero was. I'm going to leave a link in the pinned comment and the description box. YouTube is making it harder to find the description box. So like right under my title, it should say more, and it will expand the description box because I put a ton of resources in there. I will leave a link from eBay describing what Vero is. Basically, Vero is a program where companies, brands can come after your listings if you're using their stock images, even if you're using their likeness. Like I wrote an example here. Like if you're doing a brand comparison, like let's say you have, I have so many things in this storage unit. I don't even know what to pull. I'm literally looking like at 300 pieces of clothing right now. Let's say you have this dress. This is a Jason Wu, which is a designer brand. Jason Wu dress. This dress is listed, by the way, size 6. This was my own personal dress. I told you all I'm purging a lot of stuff because I just have too many clothing items. And you said, like our Chanel inspired Jason Wu classic dress, or Dior inspired, or compared to, like that can even get you in trouble with Vero. Using images that you did not create can get you in trouble with Vero. The worst I've heard is people's account getting completely banned, but that is like extreme. And I've only heard of that like twice. These people had multiple repeat warnings. I have had, in 16 years, I have had my account temporarily banned. It's like 3 times. Every time it's happened, I've done a video on this channel. Like the first 10 years of my reselling journey, I didn't have any issues, and I was using a lot of stock photos, okay? But since I've started this channel, I've really slowed down on using stock images, and anytime I've gotten in trouble with eBay, it was stock images. And what happened is I did videos on them. I don't really want you watching them because I'm very pregnant in those videos, and I just look bloated and like I just ate a whole bucket of like salty fried chicken, like but who cares? Who cares how I look? If there's good information in there, if you're going through that. I also had my account drop to below standard because I had to cancel a couple shipments and I was late shipping, and I talked about how I worked my way out of that. There is a method to get back up to above standard or even top rated very quickly. It's a grind, but you can do it. So I'll leave a link to those videos down below. But every time I got in trouble with eBay were for stock images. And what happened is they would not allow me to list anything new for 3 days. That happened twice. And one was for Skims and one was like for Chico's. There are certain brands that will come after you. And the reason I say, like, for 2025 and especially 2026 and beyond, stay away from stock images is because eBay came out recently and said, look, we're expanding the Vero program. More brands are going to be looking at your listings, more corporations, and you don't want to get in trouble with these brands, because if you keep getting in trouble with these things and you keep getting these dings on your account, I don't know that you'd be permanently banned, but what if you have like 2,000 items and every single thing has a stock image? That could be a problem. So I'll leave a link to what Vero is. You need to understand that. I was honestly surprised by how many people in that eBay video did not even know what the Vero program was. You have to know about it. Make yourself aware. Go read the comments in that video, because like literally probably like 50 people put in brands that are known to come after you. One of you said that you listed something like from Macy's and you actually purchased it from Macy's and you got a Vero strike on your account for saying Macy's. And I was like, that's crazy. When you actually purchase it from Macy's, you can appeal these things, you guys. And when you get that initial email telling you like this is the strike on your account, you can submit appeal and you can get that removed like in that instance. But I'll leave a link to what Vero is down below. Someone wrote me and told me that they got hit with 12 Vero strikes in a month for doing stock images, for saying like what I just said, like inspired by Chanel or compared to Dior. And they actually were not able to list for a month because they got 12 Vero strikes in 1 month. That's crazy, because then someone else told me that they got 20 in a month and nothing happened. Like they weren't even suspended for 3 days. You know how I couldn't list for 3 days over one image? They got 20 and they were fine. So I don't know how accurate the system is, but I just think in order to keep your account safe, you don't, especially if you want to make like, I'm part-time and that sucked that I wasn't able to list and it happened on the weekend. If you are full-time, that could be so damaging to your income, especially if eBay is your main platform. So key takeaway, stay away from stock images. Don't put compared to a brand. Don't even put their name in the title description if that's not the brand you're selling. Now, this one is actually sad. Several of you told me that you actually had your account banned for late shipments. I cannot stress this enough, and eBay recently put out a huge update about this. they are going to be even more strict with shipping times and scan times. So let me explain what that means, and I'll tell you what happened to this seller and what happened to me. When you set your shipping and handling time for eBay, sorry, I'm looking up here. I have to remember, I'm so used to looking up when I film with my big camera, but I'm filming with my phone, so I have to look at you right there. When you are setting your shipping and handling time, be very real about what you can do. I used my example that I used to put 1 day, and I was like, I can't do this. It's too much. I was getting a ton of late shipments. If you're new here, I work full time, I have 2 young kids. I am a part-time real estate agent. I work in healthcare. I was like, I can't do this. And I think in that month, I had 4 late shipments. And I fell below standard. And then a couple years ago, I had 10 late shipments and I fell. I went from top rated to below standard. And it is a grind to work your way out of that. So learn from my mistakes. This seller said that she actually got her account banned permanently because in multiple months, she knew this was coming. Multiple months, she was late like 20 shipments, like 6 months in a row, and they kept giving her chances. She said eBay even called her. So they really do try to give you chances, but they're very strict on that. She had her shipping time at 1 day, and then eBay called her and was like, you obviously can't meet that. So put 2 days. And then she ended up pregnant with like triplets. This is crazy. And she was like, I'll do 3 days. She couldn't even keep up with that. And she just totally fell way behind. And they banned, no, I don't know if I should say banned. They closed her account. So this is serious. A couple of years ago, eBay only cared about once you got it to the post office. Like once you print the label, got it to the post office. But now, not only do they want to see you print the label and get it to the post office, you're also tracked based on when the post office starts scanning the package. Okay, so you have to like kind of pad your shipping and handling time for that, because I know sometimes in my post office, like especially on days when I'm going to the back dock and I've got like 40 packages, I ask them to scan it. I don't have time to sit there and watch them. They tell me they will. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And because I have that 2-day shipping and handling time, even though I'm dropping it off in 1 day, at least I get that extra padding in case they don't scan it right away. You know what I mean? So I am making a conscious effort now. I don't care how many packages I have. One of my dresses just fell back there. I am going to make my people scan all my stuff. I'm just going to stand there. They told me, they're like, if you wait, we'll get a scanner and we'll come do it. I'm just going to do it because this is so important for your account. And especially a couple of you telling me like you had your accounts permanently closed for late shipment times. I'm not messing around with this, friends. So like I said, build in a buffer. This is direct from eBay. These takeaways, I'll probably put them on the screen. Never promise a 1-day handling time unless you can hit it 100%. Okay, that's it. Especially if you're new, just start with 2 days. And then if you can do more, you feel it out for a couple of months, you feel like you can hit that 1 day and you want to be top rated plus, that's fine. But just start with 2 and see how it goes. If you're like me and you have a full-time job and you've got kids, and maybe you don't have kids, maybe you have a turtle, I don't know, you have a pet, whatever, you have other life stuff. Maybe you just want to travel, okay? Just pad that shipping time, whatever you have going on, because life hits sometimes. It's getting dark here. I know it looks well lit because I have my portable ring lights, which I'll link down below. I love these things. Even if you're not a creator, like just for like family outings, I take these on holidays. Like it is lit up in here, and it is currently like almost 7 o'clock and it's fall, and I want to get out of here because if you haven't seen the last video, I do have my knife. If you haven't seen my most recent video, you're probably like, girl, I use these to break down my pallets and open boxes, but whenever I'm filming in storage, I keep it within arm's reach just in case, but it's getting dark here and I do not stay here when it's dark. So let's go in the car and I'm going to keep talking. I'll link this down below. I got it on Amazon. It is amazing for breaking down pallets, boxes, and it can also be used if you have to go after someone. I have come to Home Depot. I needed some new bins. Maybe you can see me through the trunk. Okay. The life of a reseller. I always have, I don't know if you can see me. Hello. I have a bag of inventory. I have a box going to ThredUp. And I got these bins. You know those bins you just saw in my storage unit? Sorry, I just hit the mic. I needed more. Oh God, we've lost a top. So my trunk is full. Thank God for this SUV. All right, and look at that. Just like that, she is back. Am I filming in a Home Depot parking lot with a huge ring light? Yes, I am, but I don't care. This is Los Angeles. Literally nobody cares. You could literally walk into Home Depot with the ring light attached to your phone. No one cares here. People are so jaded. They literally don't care. So I'm going to go back to my notes. I told you about me getting banned. I told you about the other seller getting banned and how serious shipping is. So first two takeaways: keeping your account safe, no stock images, no brand likeness, names, and especially shipping and handling. Huge, huge deal. I didn't realize how many people were getting their accounts permanently closed for excessive late shipments. I knew that it's a big deal. I knew that, you know, if your account continued to be below standard, then it could be bad. But I didn't realize, like, one person told me they gave her like 5 months. Another person told me they gave her, like I told you, like, he got his account permanently closed after 12 euros, but then another person got 20 euros in a month and their account is still fine. So you just don't want to risk it. Another thing that they are really cracking down on is item condition. They want us to be very specific. This is specific to fashion. So if you don't sell a ton of clothing, don't worry about it. But even if you sell a little bit of clothing, be very specific. I used this term in the last video, the saying, you know, under promise and over deliver. So personally, if it's pre-owned, even if I believe it's pre-owned excellent condition, I just mark everything as pre-owned good, because my excellent might be different. I feel like it's a bit subjective. You know what I mean? Like, what I think would be excellent, I've actually had customers say to me, I don't consider this pre-owned excellent condition. And I'm like, well, I do. It looks like it's never been worn. Literally, like the tag was just taken off, you know? So I just under promise. I mark almost everything as pre-owned good. The only things I mark as pre-owned excellent are items that I know have never been worn, which is very rare because, you know, I'm getting a lot of my stuff from the thrift store, the Goodwill outlet, consignment stores, online. The only way I really know if something is like new without tags or never been worn is if I'm getting it direct from a supplier, you know, or I'm getting it through liquidation and it's manifested, which I haven't bought a manifested palette almost at all this year. The last one was January and we're basically in October. So I just realized you can sing my light there. So eBay said, you know, that we are getting a lot of complaints from customers saying that you all are basically not accurately describing the condition of your clothing. And 2 of you told me that you got a warning from eBay about that. That is one thing I have never experienced. And I think it's because, like I've said, like literally since I've started on eBay, I've always under promised and over delivered on condition. I didn't even know. I think that's something new. Well, you don't have to tell us because I know some people are like not comfortable sharing if they've had their account in trouble. But if you're comfortable sharing to help others, let us know if you've gotten a warning about condition. These workmen they're like, why is the inside of her car lit up? Who is this girl? Oh, I love coming to Home Depot. Yeah, so let us know, but I have never heard of that. So two of you told me, and I always have to put this disclaimer because people are like, did they tell you could share their information? They did tell me I could share their stories to help all of us. They got an email from eBay that said it basically said, they sent me a screenshot. I'm not going to put it up. I only put screenshots of emails that were sent to me, but it basically said like, hey, you've received multiple complaints from buyers saying that your condition is not accurate. So make sure you're accurately listing. And the thing that was interesting is that both people told me they didn't hear any complaints from buyers. Like the buyers didn't try to return the items. No one like sent them messages like, hey, you said this was pre-owned excellent and it's not. The buyers just complained directly to eBay. So you don't want that to happen to you. So make sure you are accurately putting your item conditions, because eBay is on it and they're letting us know. They were very explicit, like, we are watching. You don't want to get complaints. And the email that one of the people received was like, we've received 10 complaints. And within, I think they gave her like a 90 days notice. Like, in the next 90 days, you need to receive, like, I think it was like five or less, or else your account could be at risk. Like, that's crazy. It's not crazy. I mean, it makes sense. You got to list your stuff accurately, but I just have never heard of anyone getting such a communication from eBay about item conditions. But I mean, it's good. They're looking out for their buyers and they want us to be accurate. So I underpromise and I overdeliver. Let me know in the comments down below. Getting a little dark. I don't think my light's going to last long. I should have put this at the beginning of the video. I completely forgot about one of you telling me that you got your account suspended for a week for using brand descriptions. I was not aware that actually, I have heard of that being part of the Vero program. When I tell you I have read the Vero policy front and back, but it's been a long time. I'm going to be honest. I need to refresh my memory. So I actually just put it into ChatGPT and I was like, put Vero in, like, eBay 101 terms for dummies, because one of you told me that you had your account suspended for a week for using brand descriptions. So she was not using stock images. She was creating her own unique titles, but she sells a lot of Anthropologie. She sells a lot of J. Crew, Banana Republic, Chico's, Skims, and she was using their descriptions. So she would go to their website, find the item, and just copy and paste the descriptions, but not using their title, not using their stock images. She got her account suspended for 7 days. She couldn't list anything for 7 days just for brand descriptions. So with the help of AI, or I don't know what brands are using, but brands will actually hire third-party companies to create some type of data scraping system that can scan all of our listings and find out if we're using their titles, if we're using their descriptions, if we're using their brand name for an item that's not their brand, or their photos. So now we have to be careful about even taking their descriptions. I don't know how common that is. If any of you have ever heard of someone getting a Vero for that, or if you have received one, let us know. But I wanted to include that. I should have mentioned that in the beginning when I was talking about Vero. I just forgot because I just looked at my notes and she and I were just chatting. I love that so many of you feel comfortable enough to like reach out and tell me your story, and you even feel comfortable enough to say, hey, I know you'll keep me anonymous. Feel free to use my example. I think, well, the person that I'm talking to right now about the brand descriptions, she was like, honestly, I feel so comfortable talking to you because you're so honest. Like, you tell us when you make a mistake and how you're not perfect. And so I wanted to help others. Just made me like tear up a little bit. You can tell that time of the month is coming because I cry about everything during that time. TMI. If you're still here, you're a true friend. And it made me smile ear to ear how many of you in my last video commented parents. Literally, I think we're close to like 70 or 80, or I don't know. There's a lot of you. And I'm like, I say some crazy stuff in my video. In that video, I was talking about how I was getting backed up from an apple. That sounds crazy. Not how that sounded. Like, not like indigestion. I'm getting delirious. I can't film at night, you guys. I can't. When you wake up at 4 a.m. every day, if you follow me on Instagram, I always link it down below. You'll see, I just posted in my stories how I was listing at 4. I got 10 new listings up today by 5 a.m. So when it gets to 7 o'clock, I am delulu. And especially when you've been with a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old all day, like, this is my free time. Like going to my storage unit, doing my shipping, talking to you guys, sitting in the Home Depot parking lot, talking to you guys, because I have been up since 4 a.m. I've been talking to a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old all day. Hubby got home and I was like, peace, I'm out of here. He's like, oh, okay, bye. Thank God for a supportive partner. I was like, you and your boys have fun. I'm going to go have fun at my storage unit at Home Depot. It's like, okay, bye. Yeah, so a lot of you said you just put these videos on. You feel like you're hanging out with a friend. This is your girly pop just talking to you in the Home Depot parking lot. There's only like one guy that watches these videos anyways. YouTube shows me on the back end. 99% of us are all girls here. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you are new, consider subscribing. I upload multiple times a week. Today is Thursday, and I've uploaded 4 videos this week. So I upload a lot. I love it. Consider subscribing. I upload multiple times a week. I do need a break from the update videos, friends. I'm going to be so for real with you. Like this whole week has been nothing but Poshmark and eBay updates. And you all know sometimes I need a break from that stuff. So the next couple of videos are going to be brands, like Bolo brands to be on the lookout for, brands that are selling, and then sourcing videos. I have been going to the Goodwill outlet, traditional thrift stores. I just haven't been posting those videos because there's been so much going on with Poshmark and eBay. So those are coming at you this weekend. Subscribe. Also sign up for the newsletter. It's free. I only email you once a week. The newsletter is going to go out this week on Friday, and it's going to be like a written version of how to use AI in your reselling business. Because I have done a couple AI videos that I'll link down below. I do highly recommend you watch those if you are using AI in your business and you want to know a couple new ways to use it. Or if you're not using it, definitely watch the AI for stock image videos. I literally take you in my computer and show you how to do it. I'll leave a link to the eBay videos down below where I got banned and I am heavily pregnant. And I only email you once a week, and it's just really like reseller related stuff. Sometimes I'll like put in some awesome sales going on, or if I have any promo codes. And yeah, I'll leave a link to that down below, and you sign up. I send you a free ebook. I called it, I need to look up the official title. I think it's 100 Brands Bolo Guide or something. And I give it to you as a thank you for joining my newsletter. So, all right, I should go because I'm getting delulu. Delulu. I've had an hour mommy break after being with the kiddos for 4 hours. Any of you moms, I still feel like I'm a new mom, and I know I'm not because I have a 4-year-old. Like, it's not that new. But any of you feel like you've been with your kids all day, you're like, I need a break. And you get like an hour break and you're like, I miss my kids. It's like, girl, you've been away for an hour. Enjoy the break. I literally am like exhausted after work and kids. And what do I do on my phone at night? I look at like photo albums of my kids. Like, obsessed much? All right, friends, subscribe. I'll see you soon. I'll see you this weekend for some sourcing. I'm going to turn these ring lights off. I will link them down below. They're awesome. Not just if you're a content creator. They're like less than 20 bucks. The car next to me has literally just been watching me film this whole time. Creepy.